get some equipment, see if I can speak louder. It's fine.
Didn't know I was speaking, so. Doesn't work. What disc are we on now? 39? Okay. Showing you disc 39 at 2:31:22. Did you identify that person with the green headband?
The female, no.
How about this person with the gray shirt? Did you identify that person?
I did not know, sir.
Okay. Keep rolling. Out there carrying the bag, is that Mr. Jaborian McKenzie?
It is.
And who, the person holding the door open for him, who is that?
We did not ID him, sir.
And then do you see, if you can pause it there, the person who was dancing coming through the door, who was that?
That's Mr. Batey.
And then who's behind him with the hat? Is that Mr. Banks?
It is.
Troy, you want to do
Someplace I previously introduced is our disc number 39. It's still part of the Clip 6, but I think General Norman introduced that in yesterday as a particular clip, so I don't want to reintroduce it, but I think it's
I
pretty
believe it was introduced by mistake.
Your Honor, just for the record, it's 2A Clip 2.
All right, thank you.
This one. Clip 7, Your Honor, is at 2:32. I think we're going to 2:32:25. 2:32:25. Can you back that up a second, please? Right there. Who's pushing the elevator button for Mr. Vandenburg?
That's Mr. McKenzie.
Does it look like Mr. Vandenburg's struggling right now?
It does look like he's having trouble holding the victim, yes.
It looks like he was waiting for the other elevator door. Is that correct?
I don't know what he was waiting for, sir. I'm sorry.
And when you show that Mr. Vandenburg, he set down the alleged victim in the case. Is that correct? He didn't drop her or throw her on the floor.
He placed her down on the floor.
Right there, bending down, placing her on the floor. Correct?
Yes.
And then who's pounding on the door right there?
That is Mr. Batey.
And then if you look at that clip right there, Mr. Vandenburg, he appears to be looking down at the alleged victim.
He was.
And then that right there, does it look like Mr. Vandenburg pushed Mr. Batey out of the elevator?
I don't know if he pushed him, but he guided him out or what have you, but he did. His hand didn't go up when Mr. Batey was walking out the door, or walking out the elevator.
He prevented him from going in the elevator, is that correct?
I wouldn't testify to that, no.
What'd you show that? Is that Mr. McKenzie also trying to get in the elevator?
It is.
And it looks like Mr. Vandenburg pushes or does something to Mr. Batey.
He reaches his arm out towards Mr. Batey, yes.
And then looking at 632:35, who is that with the white shirt on?
That's Mr. McKenzie.
Is he laughing?
It does appear so, yes.
And that's Mr. Batey, correct?
It is.
Okay, you want to show that? And it looks like they're joying and laughing and cracking up. Is that correct?
My definition of that particular was horse playing and joking around.
Do you want to show inside the elevator? I think we saw that through the states, but white cars. And that last one was also a state's exhibit to you.
Right, gentleman known would have to specify which one it is.
The last one was Exhibit 2A, and that would be clip 3.
All right, thank you.
This is the inside of the elevator, is that correct?
It is.
What is that white thing on the door there?
That is the go-kart reader.
So in order to get to the second floor, you have to use your card, right?
Yes, for elevators to actually go up, you have to use your card.
And from the entrance, so let me take you back. From the entrance, you have to swipe your card to get through the two front doors, correct?
Yes.
And then there's another door you have to swipe your card in to get to the hallway. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then you get to the elevator and you have to swipe the card to go up to the second floor, correct?
That's correct.
And then from outside the elevator, how many doors do you have to swipe your card in order to get to room 213?
I believe from the elevator on second floor, I don't know if there's any card readers on the doors of the lobbies going out. I know there's a card reader on the outside, but I don't know if there's a card reader on the two doors in the lobby.
Well, from the elevator on the second floor, there's a lobby in between where you can go outside, where yesterday you identified Mr. Vandenburg allowing some guys in, right?
Yes.
And you need a card swipe there to get in through that hallway, and then a card swipe to get out of the hallway, correct?
Yes.
Now, who's assisting Mr. Vandenburg holding the door open there?
That's Mr. Banks.
Now, right here, who swipes their card? Do you see who uses their
Yeah,
card?
Mr. Banks was using his card.
Okay, Mr. Banks helps Mr. Vandenburg, swipes his card. Now, right there, does it seem that Mr. Vandenburg is confronting Mr. Batey?
It seems like he is standing in front of Mr. Batey with the victim lamp in the back.
And then you see that same arm movement, correct?
Yes.
Back up just a hair. There. Now, if you focus on Mr. Banks with the cap on with the red bill there, he's right there. Does he appear to be staring at the alleged victim?
He does.
And Mr. Vandenburg's focus is on keeping Mr. McKenzie and Mr. Batey out of the elevator, correct?
I don't know what his intentions were, but his focus is on Mr. Batey and Mr. McKenzie at that point, yes.
Now, at this point in time right here, at 2:32:43, there's no picture taken, there's no touching of the alleged victim that you can see in this clip. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And then Mr. Vandenburg goes and puts his head against the wall. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And then there's a bathroom right around that corner?
Yes, sir.
And there's no camera showing someone going to the bathroom, or is there?
The other view showing down the hallway does show a person going inside in the bathroom. Yes.
And that would be Mr. Vandenburg, correct?
Yes.
Now, right here, Mr. Batey, if you could, does he appear to be talking to someone or looking at someone, in your opinion?
Mr. Batey.
I mean, Mr. Banks.
It appears him standing there staring at the victim.
Okay, go to this 40:11.
Your Honor, I believe that particular question was previously introduced by the state inside the elevator. I believe that may be 2854, but I'm not certain.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
We are trying to streamline this, Your Honor.
Well, I appreciate it.
Now, showing you disc 40, clip 11, it's at 2:31:32. You see all those red marks down there?
Yes.
That's what we were talking about, right? You see the little hand for the, right? So there would be continuous motion or no motion on those.
Yes, it depends. I believe the red marks mean there's action, there's activity, and usually the dead black space means there was no activity.
Okay. Can you go to 2:48:50, please? Person who was in the black shirt, who was that? Did you identify?
Yes, that was Jake Burstein.
And he is in 214. That's his room?
Yes, sir.
$249.36. Go forward. Now, pause it there, please. Is that Mr. McKenzie?
It is?
Okay. Now, he's going into the bathroom?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Bernstein was in the bathroom at that time? Do you know?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe he either walked in or I believe he was in the bathroom at that time.
Okay. Go to 49:36. Pause it there. Now, it appears, that's Mr. Bernstein, right?
Yes.
Of room 214. And that's Mr. McKenzie?
Yes.
Okay. Now, does it appear that they're talking or something's going on between them?
They make eye contact, yes.
And they made eye contact or something right there again, is that correct?
That's correct.
305, same disc. We're going to, it'll be our clip 12, Your Honor, at 305.25, disc 40.
All right.
So pause it right there. Now, who is that peeking around the corner, hiding their body, and just putting their head around the corner?
That's Mr. Banks.
That's Mr. Banks? To 305.29, Your Honor. Now, that was Mr. McKenzie, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did he appear to be running around that corner?
He did.
Go to 305.44, please. Stop. Oh, pause it right there. Now, he's looks like he's staring at his phone. Is that correct?
It does appear that way.
Or
yes,
a
sir.
phone.
A phone, yes, sir.
Correct. And when he came around the corner running, he had that phone in his hand. Is that correct?
That is correct. And that's Mr. Banks coming around, is that correct? That's correct.
And then Mr. McKenzie takes off running, is that correct?
Yes, he starts off running away from Mr. Banks.
And here comes Mr. Vandenburg, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, you indicated yesterday when the state asked you, he had something coming, it looks, his hand's behind his back right there, and then when he came out, he had something in his hand. Is that correct?
Correct.
And Mr. McKenzie follows Mr. Vandenburg in the bathroom, correct?
That's correct.
And then
Mr. Banks.
Banks goes in. Go to 306.17. Now, if you could back it up. Does it appear that Mr. Vandenburg comes out with his phone in his hand?
It does appear like to me, yes, sir.
Because he looks at it, correct?
Yes.
And when it takes some minutes before Mr. Banks and Mr. McKenzie come out of the bathroom, is that correct?
I believe there was a few minutes, yes, sir.
Go to disc 42. Troy, what number was that?
That's disc 40, but I believe it's been previously introduced.
Everything that was just showed, Your Honor, was in 2A Clip 8.
2A,
Clip 8?
all right, thank you.
Disc 42, clip 13. Now there, if you could pause that for a minute. Looking at that bar again where that time is, there's no red marks on that.
No, there's not.
Okay. Can you play that? $310.45. Right there. Okay, pause it. There's no red mark showing motion or activity, is that correct?
No, there's no red marks on that particular clip.
But yet you still see movement, is that correct?
Yes, there is movement.
Okay. Now that is Mr. Banks and Mr. McKenzie come running out, correct?
It does appear, yes.
Now where are they running from?
They are running from the, they're actually coming from the area of 213 and 214.
Okay. And where, is that their dorm room they're going into?
No, sir, that is the stairwell.
Stairwell? So they're running they're running around the corner from 214 into the stairwell?
Yes, there's a door between that stairwell and the area 214 and 213, and they're running around towards the stairwell.
Okay, can you back it up and show that over? So the door that they're opening is what?
That's the door between that corridor and the area of room 213, 214, the bathrooms, and the other rooms in that little area.
So after you saw Mr. McKenzie running, this would be a sequence after that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So they run from room 213, Mr. Vandenburg's room, down the hall, out this door, and into a stairwell. Is that a fair statement?
It is.
Go to 312.
Your Honor, for the record, that was Exhibit 2A, clip number 9.
Thank you.
Now, showing that again, pause it right there, please. When you testified earlier to the jury, you indicated that the NICE system works on motion. Is that correct?
Yes, it depends on which camera, what kind of sensor is set up on the camera.
And you testify that red lines appear when there is motion and the camera is recording, correct?
Depending on the sensor, yes.
We have a person, Mr. Batey, in this clip here, and there's no red marks. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. And Mr. Batey, if you can play it, please. Do you know where he's going?
Yes, I believe he's going back to the 6th floor of Gillette. He's going down the corridor towards the elevators.
Yeah, that is the second floor right there?
Yes, it is.
Okay. If you could go to 33. No, 312. Now, if you could pause it there. Mr. Vandenburg went in the hall, I mean, in the stairwell, correct?
Yes.
Now, yesterday, there was the state showed you this, but then they showed you other videos in between. Mr. Vandenburg just comes right out on his phone. Is that correct?
I believe he comes out, yes. I don't know if it's a minute or second. He does come back out.
In your investigation, did you ever determine who he was calling?
No.
Okay, so you can go to clip 14, this 42 still, 321, and Troy That was a people's exhibit as well.
Your Honor, for the record, all of what Mr. Perez has just been going through is still Exhibit 2A, Clip 9.
Clip what?
Clip 9, it's all been the same. He hasn't switched to another exhibit.
And who is that right there?
I didn't ID him.
And that was pretty much at this time when everything has happened, correct?
It's a time frame of 313, yes.
With 321. Did you identify that person with the white shirt there?
I don't believe so, no.
And who is, if you backed up. Okay. Yesterday you identified various individuals, but I'm going to take you first to the motion bar. There are no red marks showing that this camera is supposed to be recording. Is that correct?
Well, the red marks are supposed to show actions when the sensor is set up, but obviously this particular camera is recording full time.
So this camera is probably not on a motion sensor like you said all the cameras were. Is that a fair statement?
No, I don't think that's a fair statement. I believe the motion sensor is probably set to the lowest level where it's just recording anything that might set it off.
And then, okay, the back of the head right there in a dark T-shirt, who is that?
That is Mr. Boyd.
Okay, Chris Boyd?
Yes.
Okay, now, showing you this picture right here, that's Mr. Vandenburg, correct?
To the left, yes, sir.
Does he appear to be crying?
He appears to have some type of emotion, yes.
And then, who is hugging him with his right hand?
I don't know about hugging, but he does have, the person next to him does have his right hand on his shoulder, and that is Mr., I hope I get this right, Dylan Vandenwall.
Okay. And yesterday you didn't identify this as Mr. Vandenburg in his state of mind right there, did you not?
I don't think I did, no.
Okay. And it's not the post-it. That is, who is that person?
That's Mr. Woods, DeAndre Woods.
And the person who was right before him in the black T-shirt, that was right there? Stop.
That is Mr. Michael Retta.
Okay, you can go to clip 15.
Yeah, this was also a state's exhibit as well. It's still on.
When you say this, what coming clip or the clip just shown?
I think this one is number 9.
Your Honor, the video that was just shown after Exhibit 2A, Clip 9, it started out at 3:13 and 42 seconds with an unidentified person in a black shirt. The state did not include that in our proof. The portion beginning at 3:21:20, that is State's Exhibit 2A, and that is from Clip 26.
Clip 26? Is that what you said?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Sorry about that. I didn't know I was thinking of the word.
We're at 3:25:38 right there. Pause that, please. What floor is that, first of all?
Just second floor, to the left.
Second floor, and that's at 3:25:38?
That's correct.
Okay. And I know it shows the back of a head and a back. Who is that?
That's Mac Prelude.
And then Mac Prelude is the roommate of Mr. Vandenburg?
That's correct.
Okay. He appears to be waiting for somebody.
He appears to be standing there looking at somebody or something.
Appears to be talking.
He does.
And that's everyone leaving that had went in previously. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You go to 3:26:39. pause that. Who is that right there?
That is Mr. Chris Boyd.
And he is talking to, is that Mr. Retta?
Yes, sir.
And do you know where he is at right now? I mean, not today, but I mean, in that photo.
Mr. Retta or Mr. Boyd?
Mr. Boyd,
That's the same floor, second floor Gillette.
second floor Gillette. And is that after everyone left?
I believe so, yes.
So he's coming back after everyone left in that at time frame 3:25:40.
He came back and opened that door to grab, I'm assuming grab the towel. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to take you to time frame on this disc 6:25:32. Oh, did I miss a disc? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so clip 17. Oh, 5:10:27 to the bottom of page 13. Who is that person right there?
I do not need that person.
And what floor is that?
That's Gillette, 6th floor, stairwells. That's the corridor outside of Gillette, 6th floor.
Yeah, okay, so let me back it up. Okay. That's... What number do you want? This 50, clip 16? What number, A through G? A? Okay. Where is this particular camera located?
This particular camera is located on the 6th floor, and it's right next to the stairwell, and it's looking down the corridor of West Corridor.
Now, we go to 31148. Okay, so 31148, that's Mr. McKenzie, correct?
That is?
And that's his dorm floor, 6th floor, correct?
That is his dorm floor, yes, sir.
Okay. And then, if you watch the number, it's going to go 312, and then it skips. Okay, did you see it go to 3:27 right
I
there?
did.
Okay, so that time frame was taken out. Do you know why that skipped like that?
If you notice when I think it was Mr. Banks went to the left, there was a few seconds, and then the player just skipped to the next time there was any type of action on the video, and that's when the person came up walking.
Go to 3:27. Now, coming down the hallway, the same hallway that it skipped, as you just said, because there was no movement, who's walking down this hallway?
I'll have to see it better. I can't see who that is. Okay, that's Mac Prelude.
Okay. Did it appear he was using something in his hand, like a phone or something? See, right there, is that a phone?
It is the phone.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so where's Matt going? Matt, Mr. Prater.
I know he went to a room up on the 6th floor, but I believe it was another student's room he went to.
You know, is there a Mr. Nathan Marcus up on that floor?
I don't remember, I'm sorry.
So Mr. Prelude's on the same floor that Mr. Batey, Mr. Banks, and Mr. McKenzie live. Is that correct?
Yes, he was walking on the same floor, yes.
Go to 332. Or just right before that. So we're looking at 227, and that's Mr. Prelude, as you indicated. Now, does it appear the camera's still recording?
Yes.
And now, who comes out there?
I can't determine. I don't know who that is.
Okay. Showing you, just if you watch the clock, it says 3:31, 3:32:01, and it skipped an hour and 15 minutes right there. Did you see that?
I did.
Do you know the reason for that?
In my experience dealing with this system, if it skipped, then the camera did not see any activity on that floor on that period of time, so it did not record and it just skipped.
So we never know if Mr. McKenzie, Mr. Prelude, Mr. Banks, or Mr. Batey came out and did anything because it skipped, correct?
Well, what we do know is, in my experience, we did know. What I do know is there was no activity in that time frame for the camera to record.
Okay. Now we're going to show you clip 17 at 5:09:50. Same floor, correct?
Yes, it is.
Now, who is that?
I did not. I think we did ID him later. I was the one that did not ID him.
At 5:09:56. That's a female, correct?
It's a person with long hair.
Okay.
Well,
And where are they going to go? If you follow them and let me know where they're going to go.
looks like they went to the right.
Then at 5:10:27, or about there, time's going to skip to 6:24, as it just did. So it skips over an hour, and we never see that lady or person with long hair come out.
There was no activity, so the video system did not record that time frame.
Okay. Go to clip 18. Deep. 758. All right, 758. It goes 625 to 657, still no activity. That's why it skips.
Yes.
Go to clip 18. Go to H. And who is that? Do you know who that is?
Can you go back a little bit?
Is that Jordan Matthews? Close on.
I'm not 100%.
At 9:16:54, about there, just watch him. He disappeared.
Yes.
You see that? Do you know why?
Sometimes the camera system, before the activity ends, it'll just it'll cut itself off from recording the end of that activity.
So run that again. So this is the 6th floor?
Yes, the 6th floor of Gillette.
And we've seen previously people go all the way down and then walk out. But he disappears because there's no activity?
As I said, he disappears because for the sensor on the video system, when he got so far away, it determined that it was no longer active activity, I guess you say, and it cut itself off.
Go to 9:20. That's 8:19. 9:20. Want to show that? Keep watching him, Mr. Hobble, for me. Now there's people down there, right, and they're walking where the person in the plaid shirt disappeared. They still seem there, correct?
Yes, the two people are, yes.
And that's someone down the hall, correct?
Yes.
Do you know who that is in that picture?
From this viewpoint, no, I do not.
That person, if you pause it there, that person just reappeared, right?
Yes, he came back on the video system, yes.
You want to go back a little bit? Now, it looks like he comes out of thin air, correct?
No, but basically what happened was the activity on the video system was enough for the camera to start recording, and it started recording. He was walking towards the camera.
So if you back that up for a second, please. So at 8:21:12, you see two individuals talking, and then all of a sudden they're gone and someone else appears. Is that a fair statement?
No, 'cause you can still see the people behind him talking in the background. And basically what happened was, I believe that that person started walking towards the camera at a fast pace, and it created enough activity for the camera to start recording.
Is that normal for this system?
It is normal. All depends, as I said before, all depends on the sensitivity of the sensor. It's normal on whatever the sensitivity of that camera is. It does do that.
We don't even know where he came from, though, correct?
I believe that was him down in the hallway, but to say I knew where he was coming from, no.
This 28. Clip 19.
I believe that previous disc was disc 50, and I do not believe that those two by the state judge. Put that as next exhibit, please.
What would be number 4?
Mark this 3A and 3B. However the court wishes.
Well, 3C.
This video at 2:30:51 and 6:23:13. What floor is that?
That's the stairway east, looking down another corridor.
who are the, do you know?
Yes, that's Mr. McKenzie, I believe, and Mr. Banks.
And then they come from, where do they come from, a stairwell?
On a corner, they walked down a corridor and they came around a corner of another corridor.
And then they turned, if they're facing us, they turned left into somewhere, is that their dorm room?
I believe that is their dorm room.
And what number is that?
I want to say 614. I might be wrong, but
And this camera is where? This view?
this view is looking down the corridor of the east corridor on the 6th floor.
The disc that we just showed you, previous to this, where the gentleman appeared and out of nowhere and then disappeared, should we call just a second ago?
Okay.
Okay. Is this the other angle?
I'll have to look. I believe that was another corridor. I'll have to look at which angle it actually did say in the top left-hand corner.
And then that's Mr. Batey?
Yes, sir.
And where did he come from?
He came from, I believe, the stairwell.
So if you watch the, I think the number there, 313. Mr. Batey's at a water fountain right there?
No, I believe that is the room. I believe that's the room of Mr. Banks and Mr. McKenzie.
Okay. So he came up from a different route and is going into Mr. Batey and Mr. Banks' room, correct?
Yes, sir.
I mean, Mr. McKenzie and Mr.
Yes.
Banks. I'm sorry.
About how much video do you have left?
I probably have an hour to go. You're going to break for lunch?
Hour? 15 minutes?
No, I mean, I have clips, but I mean, I probably have an hour left of cross-examination.
Well, we're going to go another 5 minutes or so, because lunch will be here momentarily.
And he appears to go in their room, is that correct?
That is correct, sir. Yes.
So he went in about 3:14 into their room. And it appears that it's still recording, correct?
It is.
We're going to advance to 3:19. There's no activity there.
All right.
Pause it there. Do you know who that is? Do you-
I believe that's Mr. Batey.
So Mr. Batey comes out of Mr. Banks and Mr. McKenzie's room at 3:19:20 after going in there at 3:14.
That's correct.
So your next clip is where?
I'm reading yours. At 3:27:40.
Okay, we're going to start there after lunch. All right? All right, folks, enjoy your lunch. Do not discuss the case. We'll see you in 1 hour. All right?